Today's topic is about online and website advertising disclosures and disclaimers being stated clearly and conspicuously, which is what consumers think of when they think of the fine print. When customers purchase a vehicle and they are looking at an advertisement, they want to understand all the fine print, so to speak. Disclosures are required in any advertising medium, but this video focuses on dealer websites and how these websites deal with disclosures. Virginia advertising laws and regulations require that all advertisements are FTC compliant. This video specifically focuses on Truth in Lending Regulation Z and M when it comes to dealership websites. We will explore these disclosure laws in more detail by viewing some dealer website examples that clearly and conspicuously show disclosures. When consumers search for cars, they usually start online. And this search can be confusing and difficult for consumers to get all the facts about the cost of a vehicle unless the disclosures are easy to read and easy to locate on the website. In this video, you will see a few examples of some websites that clearly and conspicuously post disclaimers and are generally compliant with Virginia's advertising laws and regulations. Here are some of the questions we will explore. Are online advertisement disclosures clear and conspicuous for the consumer to find? Are disclaimers stated clearly for the consumer to understand? Are terms and conditions of the sale disclosed and stated clearly? Are the asterisks or reference symbols the advertisement uses placed near the disclosure and easy to find? Are freight or destination charges stated in a dollar amount? And is the processing fee listed in a dollar amount? Knowing that most consumers begin their purchase online, dealers should make sure that their websites and third-party advertisements display disclosures that are clear, conspicuous, and offer the consumer the most factual information to make an informed purchase. So whatever device the consumer uses to access your advertisement, be it phone, computer, or tablet, be sure your disclosures are easy to find and understandable. So let's look at a couple of website examples. In this first dealer website example, notice that there is a Regulation Z trigger term due to the website advertising a monthly payment of $230 a month. With a trigger term, there must be a disclosure that includes the monies due at signing, the number of payments, and/or the number of months. In this example, there is an asterisk on the $230 per month, and the customer must click on the Customize Payment link for more details. When the customer clicks on the Customize Payment icon, the adjust payment terms are clear and conspicuous, and it is easy for the consumer to understand. But there are several items missing in this particular ad that are required by Virginia advertising regulations. These regulations require disclosure of the APR, any freight and/or destination charges listed as a dollar amount, and the processing fee listed as a dollar amount. This website example, which advertises the monthly payment amount, contains trigger terms which are required for Regulations M and Z. The Regulation M trigger terms shown here are the amount of any payment, the number of months, the security deposit required, and a statement of monies due at signing. In this compliant example, it is clear and conspicuous that this is a lease. It tells the consumer how many months the lease is for, and it also is clear about the amount of money the consumer needs to put down to close the deal. And finally, the additional disclosure button is clear and conspicuous and placed in a prominent placement for the consumer to know there are additional disclosures. Again, when the customer clicks on the disclosure icon, the disclosure appears and is clear and conspicuous to the consumer. This is another example of an excellent disclosure. When the consumer clicks on the See Important Disclosures here, the disclosure clearly and conspicuously explains how the sale price is calculated. The disclosures are asterisks with numbers, and the disclosure includes the corresponding number to ensure comprehension. The final disclosure gives the end date to the offer as well as other conditions to the sale or lease. Lastly, Regarding using hyperlinks to disclosures, disclosures such as cost information that are an integral part of a claim or inseparable from it should not be communicated through a hyperlink. If a hyperlink approach is utilized to make other disclosures, the board recommends the hyperlink should be obvious. The hyperlink should be labeled in a manner that is appropriate to communicate the importance, nature, and relevance of the information on the link. If multiple hyperlinks are used, they should be used in a consistent manner so as not to confuse the consumer. Any hyperlink used should be placed as near as possible to the claim or offer being qualified. Hyperlinks should take the consumer directly to disclosure information on the click-through page. Finally, this advertisement is a good example of both Regulation Z and Regulation M trigger terms that are advertised clearly and conspicuously. Remember, the Regulation Z trigger terms are the amount of a monthly payment, the amount or percentage of any down payment, the number of payments or period of repayment, and the amount of any finance charge, and the finance rate must be described as annual percentage rate or APR. And you must disclose all conditions to financing and receiving this offer, like any approved credit requirements, any credit score requirements, if financing is only done through a specific company, and any down payment amount, dollar amount, or the amount of money down listed as a percentage. The board considers this advertisement to be compliant. So again, in summary, the board recommends as best practices some questions you should ask yourself about your advertisements. Is your website advertising or online advertising compliant with the Truth in Lending Act Regulation Z and M? Are your website or online disclosures stated clearly and conspicuously and easy for the consumer to find? Are your terms and conditions of the sale stated clearly? Are the asterisks or reference symbols conspicuous on your online advertisements? Is the dollar amount of freight or destination charges stated clearly in your disclosure? And is the processing fee listed in a dollar amount? But the most important questions would be, do you want more satisfied customers that feel they purchased a vehicle at the advertised price? Do you want customers to believe they can trust your advertising? Do you want repeat and loyal purchasers? If yes, then make sure your advertising is not deceptive or misleading. As always, if you have any questions regarding website and online advertising disclosures, you should contact the MVDB, VADA, or the VIADA.